Hello, welcome everybody to another Q&A office hour and strategy session. I am here with our special guest today, Kristi Tuck of Metagenics. Welcome to our kitchen, Kristi. Our community is excited to
Thank you.
meet
Thank
you.
you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. I just want to check on our sound. Make sure we're good. Hold on. Yep, we're good. All right. Okay, we're good to go. So today we are streaming not only in our private Facebook group, which is Scale Your Nutrition Practice. So if you are not a member of our Facebook group, you need to be a member to watch the replay. So, and all the comments as well. So please join Scale Your Nutrition Practice. It's a Facebook group. You can just search us and ask to join. And we ask you a few qualifying questions. We are also streaming to YouTube and LinkedIn. Our guest today for the strategy piece of our Q&A office hour is Kristi Tuck. Kristi, could you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Kristi Tuck. I work for Metagenics. I have been with Metagenics for about 8 years, working with education, seminars, live events, and running our first line therapy program.
For those who don't know the company, could you just give a summary of Metagenics and the services that you provide to healthcare and wellness professionals?
Yeah, Metagenics is a nutrition supplement company. We are here to make people's lives healthier and happier. So we do a variety of educational events. We have medical foods and nutrition supplementation, and offer a lot of programs and services to practitioners. It's a practitioner-only based company.
So healthcare and wellness professionals as well,
not
just doctors and
not just doctors. No,
okay. Okay.
Practitioners of all types.
Yes. Perfect. So I just want, Kristi, if it's okay, can I just take a minute to talk about our partnership?
Sure, that'd be great.
So you and I, how long have we known each other? Quite like
I would
4 or 5 years?
4 or 5 years, yeah.
Yeah. So we've done like a lot of different things with Metagenics, a great company to work with. But specifically, Kristi and I, for the past probably 9 months, have been working on creating meal plans that align with first line therapy protocols. That should sound very familiar to you if you use our 3x4 nutrigenomic testing company. We did the same thing. So we find leaders in the area of nutrition who provide services other than what we do, right? So with 3x4, it's a genetic testing. With Metagenics, it's the supplement piece. And Metagenics also has first line therapy, and they had protocols. And Kristi said, could you create meal plans for these protocols? I'm like, if there's an evidence-based protocol, we can create a meal plan for that. So that's what we did. And we're going to show everybody in a little bit what that looks like, but they are already in your meal planner dashboard. If you are not a Living Plate RX Prime member, I'm going to drop a link in here once the broadcast is over, and I'll give you information on how to join. But it's in the dashboard. So you already have access to these meal plans, and the medical foods that we're going to be talking about today are incorporated into those meal plans. Did you want to mention anything else about our partnership, Kristi? Aside from it's a lot of fun to work together.
Yeah, no, it's super fun to work together. I always walk away from our meetings enlightened and happy and engaged, and your community of members is really special. We work a lot, in concert with your members. So a lot of people are already using the first line therapy menu plans. A lot of our coaches really bring that to practices and say, I love this plan and I want to use it. So we're able to introduce a lot of practitioners to your program and you to us. So
yeah, we're very much aligned in that especially the first line therapy program, because it definitely is a food first approach, and the medical foods serve to supplement the food. So having a meal plan that is composed mostly of whole foods really just makes sense. It really makes sense for us to partner. Okay, let's just dive right into it. Kristi, could you please just inform our members in the kitchen here with us, what is the difference between a medical food and a supplement shake?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. We get that all the time. And there is an actual definition. So if you'll bear with me.
Sure.
It is according to 5B of the Orphan Drug Act, the FDA defines a medical food as a food which is formulated specifically to be consumed or administered by a physician or a clinician, not just a physician, but a clinician. And it's intended for the specific dietary management of a disease or condition. So it's typically which this cannot be nutritionally managed. Their condition cannot be managed by just food alone, right? It's intended for the use of a specific health condition. So that's a medical food. A dietary supplement, a lot of those. Those are really provided supplementary nutritional support for basically healthy people. So that's kind of the difference between the two.
Okay. We had gotten a question from one of our members that, her patients use a variety of, supplements, but what if somebody had a specific medical condition, is that the differentiator? And it sounds like that is a differentiator. If there is a specific diagnosis for which medical nutrition therapy is being applied, it sounds like the medical food is a good fit.
Right. It's specific dietary management for a health condition. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just give me an example. Now, you and I built I think we did 4 or 5 meal plans. Could you just give me an example of some of the medical foods that we've used inside of the meal plans?
The actual medical foods? We've used
And how they apply to, MNT and to a diagnosis.
Right. So we've used ultra glucose control, which is for blood glucose response. We've used ultra cardio 360, which is for dyslipidemia. We have used ultra meal advanced protein, which is for sarcopenia. Those are the 3 main ones that we started with, right?
I think we did my favorite, the Ultra GI Replenish.
Ultra GI Replenish and Ultra Inflamax 360, yes, both for gut-related health issues.
So
those
gut-related issues like inflammatory bowel disease or irritable bowel syndrome or celiac disease, SIBO, really anybody who has a gut-related condition. I drink it every day. Every single day.
And it's delicious.
It's
delicious.
That's why. See, so that herein lies the difference, right?
Yes.
You can prescribe a medical food to your patients. If it doesn't taste good, they're not going to take it. It's not like a pill where you can just pop the pill, right? It is a shake. It's a powder, and you can either reconstitute it with water or some other fluid, or you can do what we did with some recipes, include it in some recipes. So the Ultra GI Replenish, really any of them, great when stirred into oatmeal if you add a little bit extra fluid. Great as just a straight up beverage. I mean, the Ultra GI Replenish, I can't speak to the other ones because I don't use them regularly. But the Ultra GI Replenish, I literally add water, shake it, and drink it. And my kids can drink it too. It tastes that good. It's really, I'm like, what's the magic here? Proprietary, I know. But it's delicious.
That's not on the question and answer portion.
Right. There we go. So really important that these medical foods that are intended to treat specific medical diagnoses, they taste good. Otherwise, the patients aren't going to eat them. Okay. Well, thank you for answering that. That was great. If you guys have any questions, you can just go ahead and pop them in comments. Kristi and I will see them and we will be able to reach out to you. So we have a question. So I think Dr. Gasco, we should mention this. Sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, we have.
Can you just tell our guest who is joining us in the chat because she's going to be dropping a couple of links for you guys.
Yeah. Dr. Veronica Gasco is, I've been working with her since I've been at Metagenics. She is a chiropractor, has worked for Metagenics for more than 15 years. And she works in our medical information team. So she's a clinician who has delivered first-line therapy, has had multiple practices, and also supports our accounts in terms of any questions on protocols, any of our formulas, as well as integrating the program into people's practices. And so she's joining us in the chat and we'll help answer some questions and drop you some links.
Feel
for more
free.
information.
If you have any more clinically focused questions, go ahead and drop it in the chat. So Dr. Gasco just dropped in a link to the website about the definition of medical foods. So really important to understand that. And then if your patients are asking you, like, why can't I just buy this shake that I can buy at, this box food store? This is why, because this is very specifically formulated for your condition. Okay. So the next question is, why would a practitioner want to include medical foods into meal plans and programs? So actually, let's start with the programs first, because the program that we built these meal plans for is called First Line Therapy, which we'll give you information on in a little bit. But just
Right.
tell us a little bit about why would you want to incorporate medical foods into programs?
Well, in terms of the programs, we find that it is, number one, it's economical. So cost per serving, when you look at sort of the standard American diet versus including medical foods into the program, which are eaten along with a meal or as a snack, are much more cost efficient. They're easy. You just mentioned throwing it in a shaker cup and shaking it up. Super easy for on the go. It helps with compliance, which I know all of you have issue with, and I didn't tell you that I also am a certified health coach. So I have been in the coaching world for a very long time and know that compliance is key. You can give anybody a healthy diet, but if you don't have compliance around that patient, it's not going to work. So
Those kind of keywords are like music to my community's ears, right?
yeah,
It cost effective,
right,
saves time, and it's convenient. And what
right.
else are you going to say?
The other thing I was going to say is when you're using the medical foods from Metagenics, you're guaranteed quality. So we have a true quality guarantee. You can go into the website and you can put the lot number on any of our products, and they will tell you exactly where each of those ingredients came from. They're tested. They're clinically proven to improve health outcomes, right? Aren't we here to help patients feel better and help them with their chronic health conditions? So those are the main reasons you want to include those medical foods in your overall programs.
And can they include them in programs other than first line therapy? Like, what if they're not a first line therapy practitioner?
Sure, yeah, they can be included in any of the programs that they're currently using. We and First Line Therapy have them included in the programs that you're going to show around a modified Mediterranean meal plan. So we talked about food first. We're very much a food first program. And so those programs, Modified Mediterranean, are a 40-30-30 program. And
wait, back it up. So what is 40-30-30? Explain that to everyone.
Thank you.
That's
40%
okay.
carbohydrate. Sorry, I thought I was just like, this is speaking to my own people here.
I know,
So
I know.
40% carbohydrate, 30% protein, and 30% fat. And so when we included these medical foods into the program, we included it with that macronutrient distribution for the entire day. So those all support that modified Mediterranean meal plan.
And these meal plans were built by master's level registered dietitianists. So in also having confidence with the medical foods themselves, our community can have confidence that we're hitting the ranges of the different protocols.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'd like to, and then also, why would you include medical foods into meal plans? This might be duplicitous, but is there any reason why you would think why you'd want to include the medical foods? I have a few that I can name, but a few ideas of why you would include medical foods into meal plans, specifically digital meal plans.
Other than what I've already mentioned.
Okay. Well, I can take it from there. For me, a meal plan, and especially a digital meal plan. So if you have a static meal plan, it expires. You can give your client like a week at a time, week or 2 weeks, but you want them to go longer than that, right? A digital meal plan can be very specific. So where is that medical food in the scope of your day, and how are you going to use it? So yes, we've used just the medical foods mixed with water for a snack, but then we also included it in things like breakfast, right? So for smoothies, you can include medical foods there as well. And then in a digital meal plan, it can be scaled. So if there is more than one person who is going to be using that recipe for that medical food, then you can scale it so that you know exactly what amount of the medical food that you need to have. And really just overall, it's nice to have all of the intake in one place.
Well, and you mentioned intake. The other thing that comes to mind is, yes, you can just shake it up with some water, but to blend it with your fruits, your veggies, to get that additional nutrient value in your overall meal plan is really integral. And I know we've included that in the program as well. So you're adding it with, additional snacks or on the go, super easy.
Right. So Dr. Gasco, let me just go into comments here for a second. She's saying making a confident recommendation starts with knowing exactly what's inside your supplements. So there is Metagenics provides full disclosure of what's inside their a lot of
Yep.
information on
Yes.
one of those medical foods. And she says here a practice that goes over and above standard requirements. Like, yes. And that adds value to your practice,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So
Yep.
when it comes to your patient's health, you can trust Metagenics not to keep secrets. That's good. Yeah, that was a given for me. But again, when people are just, getting to learn your company now for the first time, they have to have a certain level of confidence, right? The no, like,
Right.
and trust kind of factor. Yeah.
And many of your practitioners, I know, are dealing with patients that have chronic health conditions, right?
Hmm.
So it's really integral to include that medical food that's designed specifically for that health condition in that medical food plan.
And it's sometimes actually, because when I was practicing, I did this a lot. It's actually a really good place to start. So, if a patient is coming to you
Yeah.
with a medical diagnosis, it's a lot. Of course, it's a lot easier to say take a fistful of pills, but you don't want to do that, right?
Right.
Sometimes patients come into our practice with like bags of supplements, like this is what I've been taking. So just kind of putting that aside and saying, here for your snack, your goal this week and for the next 2 weeks is for your snack after breakfast, between lunch and breakfast and lunch,
Right.
I want you to have this. How
Yeah.
easy? How easy is
How
it?
easy. Yeah.
Buy a shaker bottle, or if you have one branded for your practice, even better. And then add the 2 scoops and the water, and you're good to go. Right. I
Hmm.
mean, that's like low hanging fruit for behavior change,
Right.
which is, of course, why I love using these supplements, these medical foods, because it's really easy,
It is.
really easy for them. They can even take a shaker bottle, add the powder in the morning. This is what I used to tell my patients all the time. Keep it in your car or take
Yep.
it to the office with you. And then right as you're like answering your morning emails, get up, fill it with water, shake it and drink it, right? Rather than
And
having to prepare a balanced snack.
yeah,
Right?
absolutely. And making sure, and we always like to add this, that I'm glad you gave it the example that you did, because you're blending it or shaking it and drinking it within about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What you don't want to do is blend that shake in the morning and then
Let it
drink
hang
it
out.
over the course of a morning while you're at the office. So
Is that because
much better.
certain ingredients are activated with water, or you just prefer, it's just better?
No, it's just in terms of blending it,
Oh,
it'll
okay.
separate. So
Yeah.
it's you
Yeah.
want to be able to drink it right away. So it has to do with that, regardless of what you're blending it with.
Yeah, and they're really
Yeah.
creamy. So,
Yeah.
definitely shaking it and drinking it right away is really great. Sometimes I throw a handful of ice cubes in there just to
Yep.
make it fresh tasting. But yeah, so transporting it dry, so you don't have to carry around a bag with them. They can just put
Right.
it in a shaker bottle, make sure the shaker bottle is dry.
Yep.
Great. So
Yep.
we do have some questions. Can we answer those
Great.
now?
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
that.
let's answer some questions. Let me just see here. Julie is asking, does Metagenics have sample sizes of the different medical foods for the practitioners to purchase and try?
Yes, we do. So if you're a Metagenics practitioner, your local sales rep can provide you with samples of the medical foods in
And
a variety of flavors.
to be clear, it doesn't cost anything to become like a Metagenics practitioner. You just have to.
No, absolutely not. No.
Perfect. All right. So that's good news, Julie, right? Perfect. And then another question, do any of the medical foods come in individual serving packets for those who travel often for work? Great question.
It is a great question, and not all of them are offered in sample packs. So in terms of cost efficiency, we have kind
Yeah.
of a larger bag, right? A
Yeah,
canister.
yeah.
We just recommend that you do just like what you suggested, or put them in individual, Ziploc bags, or your
Exactly.
eco-friendly containers that you want to keep.
I got pulled over by TSA because one time I was, I had a big bag of white powder in my bag. It was the
Nice.
vanilla Ultra GI.
Oh,
But so you can break up the powdered supplements into individual
yeah,
servings. So it's basically just 2 scoops, or you can do what I did and hopefully not get stopped, which is take you can take actually a larger portion of the bag. So maybe measure out if you're gone for 3 days,
right.
do, scoop out into a plastic bag or a container and then include the scoop. Like take the scoop
Yeah,
with you so
yeah,
that you know exactly what you're getting. And really, Julie, I would say that it's more for cost efficiency, cost effectiveness, not
yeah.
offering the individual packages. Individual packages cost It just would be cost prohibitive, costs a lot of
Yeah,
money. Another
absolutely.
question, let's see here. Another question. I don't have a current Metagenics account, but order Metagenics products on FullScript. I knew we were going to get this question. Can you answer? So wait, her question actually is, what's the best way to get the account set up?
Oh, we'll drop a link in the chat.
Okay.
If you go to the Metagenics website, there's a bar to the far right that is either create an account or log into your account, and a drop down that's for patient or practitioner.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. Veronica is dropping in, or Dr. Gasco is dropping in a note here. The medical food serving size may be different person to person. Thank you for bringing that up, Dr. Gasco, because that is true, right? So my serving size is 2 scoops, and it is actually what's on the back of the bag, but some people might require probably more, maybe not less, but maybe more or less depending on what their practitioner determines. And so do you provide training for the practitioners on how to use the medical foods?
Absolutely. I mean, one way to train is the first line therapy program, right?
Yeah,
we do a lot of training around that, but if you're not a part of that program, Dr. Gasco, that's one of the main things she does is education on the medical foods and any of our formulas, as well as the Metagenics, sales rep are very trained to work with practitioners as well.
Okay, amazing. So let's move on to because you had mentioned already the first line therapy program. So if you could, because we are going to show the meal plans, and now our meal plans that include medical foods were designed specifically to align with the first line therapy program. But if you want to, you can use them. You can use the Metagenic in your practice
for anybody. Yeah. Right. I mean, not all Metagenics practitioners are first-line therapy practitioners.
Right.
So first-line therapy is really what we like to say is it's an operating system for the practice. So we help you organize your practice, give you the forms and tools, train the practitioners to deliver the program, as well as what we call lifestyle educators. So your group is unique because you have what I would consider both clinicians and perhaps lifestyle educators. So we train the whole practice on how to deliver the program. It's typically an initial 12-week program, but as you mentioned earlier, these programs go beyond 12 weeks. We just know that a structured program in that initial 12 weeks is super important. So we train on what that is. We help them implement it into their practice and support them along the way as they have questions in terms of delivering it to their patients.
So typically in a group practice setting, what practitioners would be required to deliver this program?
What practitioners would be
what
required?
types of practitioners?
Yeah, it's for anybody, right? So medical doctor, DO, nurse practitioner, PA, chiropractors, dietitians, clinical nutrition specialists, anyone that can review labs, order and review labs. It's a very metric-driven program. So we want you to understand the patient's labs, their metrics, to be able to track that over the course of the program.
And then the other layer, of course, is the lifestyle educator and potentially a health coach, correct?
Absolutely. And we do have, sorry.
I was just going to say, add on when you answer that, what would their role be? So they're not diagnosing, but what are they doing?
No, the lifestyle educator is that behavior change piece, right? So we've designed a ton of materials, and I know your community has a ton of resources and materials as well. So we support the lifestyle educator in terms of teaching them how to menu plan, which is why we've partnered with Living Plate. It makes it so much easier, and how to goal set. So many lifestyle educators are not trained as coaches, and so don't use goal setting as a part of their practice, but we really teach them how to do that. And then they meet with them on a more regular basis than the clinician does. We do have practices who serve that role together. So they're what we call a solo practitioner, and they are the clinician and the lifestyle educator at the same time. But it just depends on the type of practice that you have and how you want to deliver the program. But it's a really large scope of people that deliver first line therapy in their practice.
Okay. So I just opened up the screen share so that you guys can see what it looks like inside of your dashboard. So again, if you don't have a Living Plate RX Prime account, I'll drop a link here, or you can just go to livingplaterx.com and create one. Really easy. There's a practitioner login there. You'll get access to this dashboard where we have all of our meal plans. So you can see we have a lot of meal plans, but I have opened up our partner plans here. Brenda, welcome to the group. It's good to see you here. And Hillary, you too. So inside of the partner plans, you see we have some partner collaborations here. And then right here, you'll see the first line therapy. So we have first line therapy, Ultra GI Replenish. Kristi, just remind our guests what diagnoses that might be for.
Ultra GI Replenish is for gut health related issues.
Okay. How about ultra glucose control? I think that's self-explanatory, right? Managing blood sugars.
Yep.
For
blood
variety
sugars, right?
Could be for
Glucose
variety.
response.
Right.
Response, yeah.
Okay, like insulin resistance or
Yep.
pre-diabetes or diabetes. How about the Ultra Inflamex 360?
Ultra Inflamex 360, same as, that one I'm going to have Dr. Gasco pop in the difference between Ultra GI Replenish.
What diagnoses perhaps would Ultra Inflamex plus 360 be appropriate for? So I'll let Dr. Gasco drop that note in.
Yeah. Inflammatory bowel disease.
Okay. So inflammatory conditions, obviously.
Inflammatory conditions.
Okay. And the Ultra Meal Advanced Protein?
Ultra Meal Advanced Protein is for sarcopenia. So those body composition type patients has more protein in it.
Okay.
It's a great product.
Dr. Gasco, would that be appropriate for cachexia for oncology patients as well, the Ultra Meal Advanced Protein? I'm going to guess yes, because I think that I had taken a look into that before, but if you could confirm that, that would be great. And then the first line therapy, Ultra Meal Cardio 360.
For dyslipidemia.
Dyslipidemia. Okay, great. So Dr. Gasco dropped in some notes here, so you guys can refer to that. Hillary is saying, love that there's a glucose control one. Yes, me too. That's also very delicious. I've tried that one before as well.
Very much.
They're
very creamy.
That's
it has the UCAN starch, so it's a really creamy product. We absolutely love the Ultra.
Which is nice. So you can say to your patients, hey, you want to have a milkshake for a snack every single day?
I was going to say, we recommend, we intentionally put that in the afternoon snack category, the chocolate flavor. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, totally. And you'll get to see that shortly. Julie is saying, how do we get more information on FLT? Dr. Gasco is going to drop that in here, Julie. So you can click on that as well. And great. Okay, perfect.
And she's going to put that link in, which is metagenics.com/FLT. Go ahead and look at that page. If you hit the contact, you'll get me, and I'll give you some special resources if you want to click on that link and contact me. That'd be great.
Excellent. And Hillary is saying, how does this work for coaches? We already talked about it, and nutritional therapy coaches. So Hillary, it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kristi, but it sounds like you will be part of an interdisciplinary team. So if you wanted to run the first line therapy program, it would be part of an interdisciplinary team. So there would be a member of the team who would be responsible for reviewing patient history, patient blood work, maybe ordering, different blood tests, different different testing like that. And then you would have the kind of the implementation side. So like, okay, here's the nutrition prescription, here are the meal plans, and then provide support to the practice, the patients of the practice with, bringing the recommendations to life. And that's kind of what we're looking at right here now. Did I cover everything, Kristi? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. The lifestyle educator supports that clinician role in delivering really the behavior modification and menu planning, smarter goals, patient education.
We're getting a question, and this is definitely for Dr. Gasco, about gastroparesis. Can you say which one of these supplements would be good for gastroparesis? Gina, I would say that you would definitely have to modify the plan for gastroparesis. None of these plans were developed with that in mind. So if you, for example, we have a low residue meal plan, you could actually take any one of these supplements that is appropriate for the patient's condition, because there might be, a comorbidity, like they have gastroparesis, but what's causing that? There might be something else at play here, right? It might be, cancer treatment. I'm going to let Dr. Gasco answer that question.
Yeah, it's really, really personalized, right? You need a lot more information about a patient to be able to effectively answer that.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Ultra GI Replenish, and you'll just kind of see what this meal plan looks like. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong spot. Sorry, guys. I just opened up that's where your patients can sign up. So let me see here. I want to view it here. Go back. Lots of plans to surf through here. Here we go. Okay, so we'll UltraJet preview there. That's what I wanted. Now, this plan can be 100% customizable. You can customize it at the patient level. So if your patient has really specific dietary needs, you can certainly issue this meal plan and then edit it at the patient level. You can also create a signature plan with it. So if you're looking at this plan and you're like, this is great, but I serve patients who have maybe higher or lower caloric needs than what's being presented here, just add more foods to it. But what you'll have here is, built in medical foods, and the nutrition facts do reflect the presence of the medical food inside of the meal plan. So just as Kristi had said, we do include shakes for breakfast and things like the yogurt parfait. We provide directions for stirring the supplement into the yogurt. That works really, really well. And then for the snack in the afternoon, almost always it's the chocolate blend, because it just goes down so easy. And vanilla is very, very good too. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
But, a chocolate shake is, probably more popular than vanilla.
Yeah.
So we included that as a snack too. So really, just as your patients are coming off their, lunchtime meal, they're getting hungry, but they're not ready for dinner. This is like the perfect solution. Kristi, did you want to say anything else about the meal plans?
I did. Thank you for letting me, because I'm kind of chomping at the bit here, saying that I'm so pleased, pun intended. I am so pleased working with your team. You guys did such an amazing job of putting a wide variety of foods, but also allowing for that menu planning and leftovers and all that. I know your community knows a lot about that, but I was just super impressed, and it's been so well received by our first line therapy practitioners and lifestyle educators utilizing this tool of how they can get such a wide variety of foods, because it is such a food first program, and they can manipulate these menu plans for personalization. And that just speaks again to what we want. It's a personalized nutritional lifestyle medicine program. And it's been a wonderful partnership.
I agree. And you can search the different medical foods inside of the meal plan. So if you wanted to add, add another snack, perhaps you're counseling an athlete, and, 3 snacks a day would be really appropriate, maybe a pre-workout snack, and then you'll have snack 2 and 3. You can certainly do that. So you can add more or take away. You can adjust the recipes, just like, I'm not going to review the meal plan functionalities.
Yeah.
We've done that a lot,
right.
But just know that it's highly customizable. And at this time of personalized nutrition, which is not only trending, but it's, evidence-based. It's really, really can add huge value to your practice. I will say that if you have patients who don't prefer a digital meal planner and they want to just have a PDF, or maybe they just want a few recipes, great. Like, it's not an all or nothing proposition. These meal plans are fantastic, but you don't have to use them all the time with every patient, because it's not appropriate for every patient. So if you have patients who are a little shy on the technology side, just print things, and it's totally fine. Or you can download them better as a PDF and upload it to your EHR and send it to your patients that way. That's even better, because then you're saving the paper. Oh, Amy, welcome. Good to see you here. Okay. Did you have anything else to say about the meal planner?
No.
Okay, cool.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Okay. So we just showed you the medical food plans, and that's it for our talk on Metagenics. The way that we structure, I reminded you, Kristi, the way that we structure our Q&A strategy calls is that we have kind of a strategy session at the beginning. And I am so grateful that you came on today to share with our community the Metagenics first line therapy program and the medical foods. And now we're going to continue on to kind of regular Q&A for my community. So if you want to, or Dr. Gasco, if there's anything, last words, like how people can reach out to you, just let them know where they can find you. That'd be great.
Yeah, no, I know that she's dropped a couple of links in there. You can also reach out to firstlinetherapy@metagenics.com. And I can answer any questions that you might have about today's talk, or medical foods, or lifestyle medicine. be happy to talk with you more about that. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
It's
super
been
fun.
wonderful. Yeah.
Good, good. If you guys are watching this as the replay, please tag. Kristi, are you in the Facebook group? I think you are. Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can tag Kristi Tuck. You can tag, me, Jeannie Petrucci. I think Dr. Gasco is also in the Facebook group with any questions that you might have
Sure.
about the products, how they're incorporated into meal plans and or the first line therapy program. And we'll make sure that we get your questions answered.
Awesome.
Are we
Thank
good?
you so much.
All
Yeah, we're
right, you're
good.
welcome. For my community, please stay on. I am going to move forward with the frequently asked questions throughout the week. All right. Thank
Okay.
you so much for joining me,
Thanks.
Kristi. Bye. Bye,
Yep.
Dr. Gasco. All right. That was fun. Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to some Q&A for our community. We've this is actually more of an announcement. I'm sorry that you're seeing this mic here, but as those of you who are with me at Fancy or watched on Instagram my epic sound debacle, my Rode mic broke, which is so sad, but I haven't gotten a new one yet. So I'm going to be using my podcast mic for today. So we have, when I say we, Karen Reiser has created a renal meal plan. We had one that we had created with our food partner, Flavis, but Flavis is now no longer carried in the United States. So we had to go back in and redo the meal plan, the renal meal plan. We had to remove the Flavis medical foods. Those were also medical foods, and replace them with foods that were most available in the United States. So just keep your eyes open for that. If you would like to review the renal meal plan, please send me a DM. Karen did have input from several renal experts in our Facebook group, but of course, the more eyes on it, the better. This is also true for the Indian flavors meal plan, which was also just released. We always like to have our content reviewed by experts in those areas. So if you are an expert on Indian cuisine or you just really enjoy it, like all feedback is welcome. Please let me know. And the renal meal plan we have not published yet because that's diagnosis driven. So we want to be really careful about that for our healthcare professionals. So we're going to wait on that to publish that until it's completely reviewed. But the Indian flavors meal plan is already in the dashboard. So you are free to open that up and take a look and provide me with feedback. So this is like so great. I'm so glad we're doing this. the athlete meal plans. It was not the first time that our community has asked us to develop meal plans for athletes. I am not an expert on sports nutrition. I kind of know the basics, of course, but curating a meal plan was a little bit outside of my area of expertise. So we brought in experts and took guidance from you, our community, on exactly what you wanted to see. There need to be different meal plans because not all athletes are the same. You have power and strength athletes, you have endurance athletes, you have power and endurance athletes. Each set of those athletic pursuits have different macronutrient requirements. So we've gathered that information. We have given a protocol. We can create a meal plan for everything. So our community has provided us with input on kind of the macronutrient breakdown and what it needs to look like. And then also for the athlete meal plans, what does the day look like? It's going to be more than one snack. The question is, do we include 2 snacks or 3? And I think kind of as we develop the meal plans, that will become clear to us. So there might be a pre-workout, post-workout, and then kind of an afternoon snack. So we are moving forward with the athlete meal plans kind of as we speak. I expect we'll have those done for you before the end of November. I don't think it's going to be so difficult to do. So thank you for recommending that we do this. If there's anything that you ever need and you're not seeing it, speak up, because chances are, thousands of other people need it too. So, and that was certainly the case with the athlete meal plans. Carrie is asking, she didn't get a chance to submit her questions through email, but peeking around Living Plate RX Prime, she loves it so far. Thank you for that, Carrie. I'm wondering if there's any content or meal plans around intermittent fasting. Yes, there are. Meal plans, no. But that's actually something that I could do because I have, I had purchased the kits for intermittent fasting just to explore because people in my practice, patients, and also the practitioners here at Living Plate were asking about it, but not a huge fan of reconstituted foods and like powdered stuff. So I re-engineered recipes to meet those exact nutrition requirements. And we probably could build an intermittent fasting meal plan. And again, just like the athlete meal plans, intermittent fasting, there's all different kinds of intermittent fasting. And that, Carrie, is covered in the intermittent fasting collection in your library. So Carrie, I know you're probably literally swimming in content right now as a new member, but go ahead and check out the intermittent fasting collection and let us know if you're seeing everything that you need there. Because I know we're getting tons of questions as practitioners about intermittent fasting. We want to provide evidence-based information. And I think, you've got lots of information there. You have a presentation, you have a slide deck, there's an ebook, handouts, of course, all of that. The only thing missing really is the meal plan because, again, intermittent fasting means different things to different people. So let's continue that conversation. Carrie is saying the sports nutrition meal plans sound amazing. They will be, I promise you. Hillary, I would love info on intermittent fasting too. Excellent, we'll do that. Great. So just know that intermittent fasting is in the library as a collection. Check it out. Explore it. Tell me what you're not seeing and let me know what we can develop for you. Okay. Great. Now, finding content in the library. As our library grows, it is becoming a little bit tricky to find the content. Here's my recommendation to you. Go to the first place that you should go to is the table of contents and the content drops, and just see, what kind of what's available. We actually need to, and I'm going to get support from our VA, Hillary, on doing this. We need to update the kind of master spreadsheet. It's going to get really out of hand soon, but that's good because what we'll do is we'll archive that table of contents for 2022. And then when we move into 2023, we will kind of update everything. So I'm going to try and manage it that way a little bit. So that's really the first place to go. And, if you wanted to search the content, use, I think it's Control or Command F on Macs, and if you have a different computer, I'm not sure, but just use the search, literally the word search function, to identify what you're looking for. So if it's fasting, search fasting and see if it's in the library. And then, of course, the content drops provide very detailed information of not only what has been dropped into the library for that month, but also kind of when it was dropped. I'm a big fan of accountability. It keeps us all honest and transparent. And each month when we do a content drop, I put progress notes inside of that spreadsheet. So, for those of you who are wondering where all the content was in October, I was in Orlando, Florida. Still have not recovered from Fancy, at the Food and Nutrition Conference, which just literally the week before and during that week, just all of my time is focused on that. So we had a little bit of delay because I have my eyes on everything. So I kept progress notes and I just kind of checked off as we were loading the content. So as I loaded the videos, I checked them off, and it felt really good a few days ago to put that last check mark in there. Which were the business tools, which I'm going to talk about today for you. So that's the first place. Oh, sorry about that misspelling. I was typing without my glasses. Library is not, I've got a little, it's library, not library. Okay, so that's how you find content in your library. Go to the table of contents. Now, if you're looking for an ebook or a blog post or a social media post, go to that collection, open up the collection, and use the Command F, which will search that page. Right now, our library is hosted on Teachable. We are transitioning everything to Kajabi, simply because, ultimately we'll build our own software for our library, but that's a little bit of a ways from today. So we are going to transition the library. We've already started the process over to Kajabi because the search functionalities are so much better. And as our library content grows, as the volume expands, you're going to need support with finding content on different topics. So that is my recommendation to you. Table of contents first, and then you can go to the content drops. And also, if you're looking just for like an opt-in or a piece of content or business tools, then you can, go to that collection and search. The business tools collection has expanded quite a bit in the past few months. Brenda has a question. Let me pop in here. and answer that. Brenda is saying, just joined and I'm amazed by the amount and quality of the materials available. Thank you. Oh, thanks for saying that. Thanks, Brenda. Yeah, we aim to please. So if you join our library, if you join our membership and your first reaction isn't, wow, I've done something wrong. So yeah, it's a lot of content. There's, when we were at the Food and Nutrition Conference, we were asked frequently, well, exactly how much content is in your library? And because we had members in the booth helping us, which was so awesome, we all just looked at each other and we really didn't have an answer to the question. And the answer was more than you'd ever use in your lifetime in your practice. That's how much content is in our library. Only because, as a practitioner, you're not covering all topics. So we need to have a lot of content so that we can serve as many practitioners in different disciplines as possible. Okay, so that was finding content in your library. So new business tools. Let me see if I can open this up because let me see here. I want to show you the business tools section. Let me just go into the library here and then I'll share my screen. If you guys have any questions about what we've talked about so far, while this is loading, and then I'll share. Marcia is asking a question. Any info on nutrition and mood disorder, anxiety, depression, ADHD? Yes. So yes, and I'm going to say yes and no, Marcia. Yes, we have a broad category of brain health materials. So there's a brain health collection. On the development schedule, we're getting a little bit more specific with anxiety, depression, more, mood disorders versus brain. So the brain does touch on everything that you've mentioned, the brain collection, brain health collection, but it also addresses like cognitive decline and that. So we just want to make sure that we do cover everything for you. So Marcia, that is in development. All right, I'm just going to go to business tools here, pull that up, and then we will be in business. I'll show you what we've dropped and why it's so cool. Okay, the curriculum, and then let me share my screen here with you. Oh, I just stopped the screen share. No, we want to do share screen and Chrome tab and Teachable. There we go. Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right, you guys seeing this now? We have the business tools section here. So the business tools collection is inside of your library. And just type in business or tools it's all there. And you can see there's quite a bit of content here. But I did want to highlight a few things that I've recently added. You've always had the scope of work document. The scope of work document is certainly not the first thing that you send a potential client, right? That's after you've both kind of verbally said, yes, we want to work together. A scope of work document really just outlines who is doing what when. And just makes it super clear how, kind of the logistics of how this event, this program is going to happen. How's it going to be facilitated? Who's going to be facilitating it? And then it also gives just some background information on the program that you're delivering itself. So that's a super valuable resource for you if you're looking to do programs kind of outside of your practice, which we strongly recommend. There's a lot of opportunities out there in the area of employee wellness, or if you wanted to partner with a gym. No partnership is too small for a scope of work document. I'm telling you that right now, because if you don't have a document in place, things are going to fall through the cracks and fingers will be pointed, and it's not good for anybody. So scope of work. But my community said, let's back it up a little bit. Like, how do we pitch? Like, what does a proposal look like? So that's what we did here. So let me just look, let me just open up the pitch deck for you so that you can see what this looks like. Okay. So make sure that you guys can actually see what I just opened. No, you can't. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to share the screen now. Okay. I'll share the whole window. That'll be good. Okay, great. All right. So this is an employee wellness proposal. It is a template. So I give you the link to the template. You're going to open it up and you're going to edit it to reflect your practice. So obviously replace my logo with yours, brand colors. If you have not completed the Nutrition Content Creation Academy, step one, you need to do that before you start cranking out proposals and brand stuff. So refer to that. That is in your professional development collection. So this is the employee wellness proposal. Just see if I can advance the slide. Great. So I plug in some of my images. I give you directives. It's kind of like a Mad Libs situation where you just fill in the blanks. I do provide you with some samples. So this is just like a pitch deck if you were going to either just pitch a collaboration or a specific program. So just kind of go through that and fill in the blanks. I do provide the decisional balance framework here because in practice, it really works and it will help you differentiate yourself from other practitioners who are pitching themselves. And so when I would go into a physician's practice or like a large medical group, which is typically the community that I served, I would talk about decisional balance because my kind of line to them is that I'm not a dietitian. I mean, I am a dietitian, but I'm more than that. I'm in the health behavior change business. And this is why. This is how I am going to support your patients with changing their behavior. Nobody does that. Nobody explains it to the practitioners, like how it actually works. And when they see it kind of played out in this way, as you literally take them through it, their eyes get pretty wide, and I've seen that effect before. So I walk you through how to present, your services and how you're going to change behaviors, whether it's through one-on-one counseling or a program. You present your solution, and then you kind of outline the programs and next steps for working with you. Let's go back to the library here, and we'll go to the business proposal template. So the pitch deck was dropped in September, and the business proposal template, which was just dropped, is for this month. So it's in there now. This proposal kind of bridges the pitch and the SOW. So there's a little bit of both of those presented here for you. This is really just, again, a document to get a little bit more specific about the project that you're proposing. So you might not use both of these, but I wanted you to have both of them because I used both of them in my practice when I was pitching partners. And your objectives, your program format, all of this information is provided for you. If you are delivering one of the Living Plate RX programs, it's all here. So you don't have to create objectives for your programs. You might want to get a little bit more specific based on what the potential partner is telling you. Right. So their employees, their patients might have very, very specific needs. You're going to want to build that into your objectives because, again, you want to change the behaviors of their specific set of patients so that you can make them look like superstars. That's the idea. Program format. I just plucked out some of the modules from the Chef's program and other programs that we have available. This is actually very similar to an 8-week program that I provided as part of an employee wellness partnership. Period of performance and timeline. This is also in your scope of work, but again, you just want to make sure that everybody's clear about what has to happen. We're in the planning stages. We're going to, move to review and registration and then launching, questions like who's going to market this program? Both of you should be marketing the program, but that needs to be clear. And when you provide a potential partner with this kind of information, it says to them, you're on top of your stuff. And then, of course, you want to introduce your team. So if it's just you, then just you. But if you have other people helping you, I actually had for several of our employee wellness programs, at least 3 people present. So it was me, it was a culinary support person, and then we had an intern almost always, which was really fun. This is going to be really valuable to you because a lot of you have actually asked me for this before. So I plugged it in here because this is the space where something like this will live. You do not have to put your pricing in this format. But if you're going to do work with a hospital or a medical group and they potentially have funding available for this program, they're going to need this. They need a breakdown and itemization of what the costs are. Now, I've reframed costs as value. This is the value that we're delivering. This is the value of a dietitian. This is the value of a health coach. This is the value of a culinary support person. All of that is built in here. The dollar amounts will differ based on your population, like who you serve and also where you live. So just keep that in mind. But all of that is here. Hillary's asking a question. These are under which folder again? Business tools. This is business tools, Hillary. So if you want, you can use any part of this proposal that you want. You don't have to use the whole thing, but I included as much as possible. What I did was I took a look back at my Dropbox, my private practice. I'm like, what did we do for these partners? I'm kind of pretty far removed from that now, almost 4 years of doing these programs. So I just kind of dug it up. I'm like, oh yeah, that worked. So whatever I know worked in practice, I delivered that to you. So you don't have to recreate the wheel here. So again, turnkey facilitation, itemized breakdown, or you can just, put one fee. But if it's a larger program and it's a larger number, they're probably going to want to break down. So I provided that to you. And then of course the final page with your your contact information. Any questions on the business tools? Okay, let me just remove that. Perfect. So I was really excited to get that in there for you guys because we often get questions about that kind of support. All right, so including meal plans in courses. This has come up on the Facebook group several times, and it's really easy now. Since we have deployed your coupon code generator, that's how you're going to get people to sign up for the meal plan. So if you are delivering a course, if it's evergreen, you need to automate signups as much as possible. So what you're going to do, there are going to be several steps to this process. I don't know exactly how many until I'm finished talking. So we'll reflect back. The first step is you need to generate a coupon code. And that coupon code should be specific to your program. So if it is, like a gut health program, you could do gut health 22, something like that. Something really simple that people can remember. It could reflect your brand. So something like, LPRX 22, if it was the one program that I'm running this year, but, keep it clear, keep it brief. And you also need to show your clients where to plug in that code. So step one is to generate a code. Maybe we'll just walk you through that since we have a little bit of time. Let me just walk you through that. I'm going to share my screen again. I'll share this window again, and then we'll just go back to the meal plans. All right, let's go. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so let's go back to the meal plans. Here's my dashboard. All right, in your dashboard, your coupon code generator is located in your Prime tab. So just go to your Prime tab, and then you're going to go into subscription settings. So let's just edit those. And your coupon code is going to be here. So you can see I already generated like a detox 22. That's like a perfect code. If you're running a detox program or like a sugar detox program for 2023 or 22, whatever, you can do that here. You simply click new promotion code. How many days? Now, free trial days simply means how many days do you want them to have this for free? That's what this is. You could do a % off or a fixed amount too, but I think most often our practitioners are adding value to their programs with meal plans. So you'll want to click the free trial days. So it can be days or months. So if I'm running a 1 month program, let's say I'm doing a challenge, like a detox challenge, it's 4 weeks. I don't want to offer just 4 weeks of meal plans. It doesn't cost me anything as a Prime member to issue them. And I want to add more value. So I'm either going to offer them a month and a half or 2 months of meal planning, just like as a bonus. Like you're going to get an extra month of, meal planning and recipes to support you on your journey to reducing, intake of processed sugar, something like that. So you decide the number of days that you want here. So it's days, not months. So you can plug that in here. Then you type in your code, whatever code you want to do. Detox 22 is one. You can select which planners you want this appropriate for. You want this to apply for. So if you are creating a detox signature meal plan, you want it applicable just for that meal plan. So you have choice of all the meal plans, right? But you want it just for that particular meal plan, for that challenge. And, customizable or static, 99.99% of our planners are customizable. Static, you can issue to if you want to. If it's an elimination challenge, that's where the static can be really important. So if you want somebody to really follow the meal plan very strictly, then the static meal plan would be good. So you can make all those decisions there, and then you create your code and it's created. And then you can just share that code inside of your course. So that's step one, right? You generate your code. Then what you want to do is go to your meal plans. I hope is this step-by-step helpful to you? Let me know if this is helpful. Just type helpful if this is helpful. So just go to your meal plans. I want to go to my like signature plan. So let's see, here's my signature plans. So here I have a detox non-calendar meal plan. Now, when you create a signature plan, you can make the decision if it's calendar or non-calendar. If you have a specific challenge that is starting on a specific date, you don't have to do the non-calendar because everybody's coming in at the same time. But if you're doing it as evergreen and you want it as week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and so on, you're going to want to select the non-calendar option. It doesn't matter when patients sign up, when they enter, everyone will start at week 1. Then what you're going to do is you're going to copy this link here. So I'm just going to open this up so that you can see what I mean. This is, all right, Barbara and Andrea, everybody's saying helpful. Okay, good. So this is step 2. Step 1, create your code. Step 2, you're going to copy this link. Now I have included the text, like how to do this for your clients inside of the library. So I'll post that here again for you, a picture of it. But it's inside Mealtime Method. Mealtime Method is really where all the course, like how you deliver courses online, all that is in the Mealtime Method collection. So I think that's where it is. So step 2 is you want to identify the landing page on which your patients are going to sign up. So you no longer have to watch people's registration and then go to your dashboard and issue the client the meal plan. You can actually have them self-register for the meal plan. So you're going to highlight this, copy this link and say, here's your code. Here's the link, plug in your code on this link. Now, what I recommend to you, and this is just in practice what really worked for me, you're going to hit subscribe now. Some people actually miss this down here. So can you guys see that? All the way at the bottom, it says, I have a promo code. You click on that. So what you should do is once you have your meal plan created and you're on this landing page, just like this, I want you to screenshot this view. And I want you to bring it into Canva and get an arrow and point it right at this box. Or you can just circle this box. Literally show people where they need to enter that Detox 22 code because some people miss it and then they sign up and then you have to issue a refund and it's a mess. So showing them specifically what you want them to do and where you want them to do it is really important. So go ahead and they enter their promo. Once they apply it, they're done. And they can set up the meal plan by themselves. All right. So step 1, create the code. Step 2, create your signature plan so that it generates a URL. Step 3, screenshot what you're looking at right now and put it inside of your course and show people exactly what they need to do. In our courses, then the courses that we provide to you as white label products, we include kind of an introduction to the course. And then I also include a separate kind of lesson in the introduction module. I mean, it's brief. You're basically introducing yourself and giving people a roadmap of what to expect in the course. But in that module, before they start the first lesson, I have important exclamation point, all caps, signing up for your meal plans. And that's where I put this information. So you basically just create a lesson and you could also screen record it. That could be kind of fun. You could just screen record it and say, this is how you use your coupon code that I provided with you. Click this link and this is how it's done. Make sense? Okay. Oh, Andrea, welcome. Mariana is saying, just joined and would like more information about Living Plate RX, what Living Plate RX can do for my practice. Do you have a YouTube link? Oh, okay, Mariana. You know what, Mariana? We support you with everything that you need in your practice. So you could post at our Facebook group to say, I'm new to the group. Let me know how you're using Living Plate RX to support you in your practice. I think our practitioners in our community could answer that question really well too. You could also go to livingplaterx.com, Mariana, and there's a lot of information plus a video there as well. Okay, or you can DM me. Feel free to do that. Always feel free to DM me. Okay, so including meal plans and courses, that's it. That's how you do it. Really simple process. I think I outlined 3 steps. You do it once, and you don't even have to do it for every course or every challenge that you do. Just create a video tutorial on, I'm going to give you a code. I'm going to give you a landing page, and this is where you plug in your promo code. So it doesn't always have to be specific to like a specific challenge. Okay, lastly, we completed a super popular webinar last week. It was very well received and such great feedback. We did the webinar with Practice Better and String Marketing. If you would like a copy of that replay, if you'd like access to that, let me know. Or I'm also going to get permission from Practice Better to just kind of post it here. So I'll get that for you. But if you are a Practice Better user, Practice Better is an electronic health records management system for your practice. If you're interested in including Living Plate RX, meal planning, and courses, programs into Practice Better, you need to reach out to me if you haven't watched this webinar, because we take you through what it looks like for you from free to kind of paid. We also, String Marketing, we've partnered with to brand everything for you and basically just build the course for you, so that there's very, very little work on the other side for you to do. But we support you kind of in all stages of launching a course. The most important stage is providing you with all the content that you need. It was just so great. I think it was Carrie who mentioned in the Facebook group that she had just completed Amy Porterfield's Digital Course Academy, which of course is amazing. Like Amy Porterfield is, an icon in the area of digital courses. But building a digital course for painting landscapes or decorating a cake or painting cats, something like that, is not the same as building a course that is evidence-based and has like basically health and nutrition information in it. It's different, right? So the framework might look a little bit similar, but at the end of the day, you need to create all the content that goes into that course. So if you've taken a course on how to build a digital course, you probably have a next level of comfort, which is amazing, but you still need the content, right? And so that's what we provide you with. So you can edit the content, which you should, brand the content. So we provide you, and this kind of answers the question that somebody just asked about, who was it? Marianne, about like kind of how we help you. So we provide you with all the content you need for your practice, but we also do support you with how do you market yourself? How do you market that content? How do you do live cooking demos? How do you do live, demonstrations? Because all of that is really important to support getting your content kind of out into the world and to reach the people that need it the most. All right, so let's answer some questions here. Barbara Barron is saying, after the promo period ends, does Living Plate send the client reminders to purchase? Well, that's your choice, Barbara. So inside of your dashboard, you have the choice to, let me just share my screen again, just to remind everybody of where that is. Let me just go back to my dashboard here. If you go into Living Plate RX Prime and back to your subscription settings, Barbara, which is where you actually set up the promo code, you have choices here. So you can send renewal mails or not. A renewal email will be sent to somebody if this is green, right? If I uncheck this, they're not going to get the email that says, hey, your meal plan has expired, right? So if you issue a code for 60 days on the 61st day, if this is in green, they are going to receive an email that says, I'm so glad you enjoyed our meal plans. You can now subscribe. My price I just plugged in here at $49 a month, but you can set your own price, right? And 100% of that, just as a reminder, goes to your practice. If you don't want them to get those emails, Barbara, all you have to do is toggle this off, and then they won't get those reminder emails. And then you can reach out to everybody to make, some type of a special offer. Was that helpful, Barbara? Okay. So Hillary is saying, is there a video tutorial about downloading a pack of recipes as a PDF? So Hillary, that's a great question, and I can answer that really quickly for you. There's a couple of ways you can do it, actually. I think the easiest way to download a packet of recipes is to create a signature planner that's blank, build the recipes just into a day, and use the PDF function, and it'll generate the recipes for you. If you could also download recipes as PDFs and then upload them to Canva to kind of combine them into one PDF document. The PDF uploads in Canva are much better than they were even 2 months ago. They actually also, Canva just deployed document uploads. So I uploaded a Word document the other day, worked really well. So you have two choices, Hillary. You can either create a signature plan here. Let me just go in here and I'll show you. Okay. Let's see here. Let's just click on, we'll just click on anyone here. Go back to our detox plan. All right. So just think about, so if this plan you would just have a blank planner, so it wouldn't have any of this, and just put all of the recipes that you want in your PDF, Hillary, in one day, and then use the PDF generator. That's it. And you can hide the calendar. You can include groceries or not. You can even include that cover page, which the cover intro page is something that you built out when you're creating the signature plan. So you can just create like a signature plan and call it recipe packs, something like that, Hillary. And you can just modify it every time. So plug in recipes for a client, generate the PDF, and then clear the recipes and do it for the next client. So that, I think, is the most efficient way to do it. But if you wanted to format them a little bit differently, then you could upload each recipe into Canva, and it might take you an extra 15, 20 minutes, but really, really easy to do. Create the signature planner and create a recipe pack one. Great. Oh, easy. Great. Hillary. Wonderful. Glad I answered that question. All right. Gina is saying she'd be interested in learning more about the PB integration. Great. Gina, I will drop that link. I can't drop it now because StreamYard doesn't let me do that. I will drop it as soon as I'm done chatting. So I'm going to drop that link. I'm also going to drop the link on reaching out to string marketing because Michelle just asked that question. So I'll drop the link for PB. I'll drop the link for string marketing. And they'll, great partners. Everybody's very transparent about how we're helping our community. And so you can be really confident that you're in a good place with them. Okay. Carrie's saying, I can't believe what a relief it is to find LP after going through DCA, right? And it's just so funny. Like Digital Course Academy is like, big program, right? Like the best digital course program in the world, but you still have to create the content. So like that's, I can teach you how to build an evidence-based digital course. So what's really cool is that, Carrie, that you're going to bring all of that knowledge from Digital Course Academy into the Living Plate RX space. So please, Carrie, as you're kind of navigating our materials and how it fits, if you're seeing anything that maybe you learned in DCA that you'd like to see in Living Plate RX, let me know and we'll help you out. Okay. Barbara's saying, if I remember, I can edit those emails. No, Barbara, you can't edit the reminder email. It's really just a simple email that says your plan has expired. You can, extend it here, and it's just a button. What you can edit, Barbara, so Barbara's asking about those expiration emails. You can edit the welcome email, Barbara. So when somebody signs up for your signature meal plan on the detox, in the configuration settings, let me just show you rather than using my hands. Let's go back. I do that way too much. Let's go back here. I'm going to go into, hold on here. Let me just go into, my computer is about to die. Hold on one second. Almost forgot. No, I did forget to plug in my computer. If you're ever doing a live event, just know it sucks your battery. So always have your charger nearby. So let me just plug this in real quick. And then Barbara, I will show you where you're going to go. All right. Let me just plug this in here and we will stay live. There we go. We're living. All right. So Barbara, you want to go into your configuration settings. So let's go back to this detox non-calendar. Go into configure. I'm going to click on that. And then all the way here, like right underneath the description of your meal plan is your welcome email. This is what you can edit, Barbara. So when somebody signs up and activates their plan using your coupon code, they're going to get a welcome email. It's a really great opportunity to start the conversation about the program. So edit this, to meet the needs of your community. And then while we're here, we'll also scroll down here. This is where you select whether you want it non-calendar or calendar, how many weeks you want. And remember I told you about, Hillary, I told you about the intro page for your recipe pack and or printable meal planner. This is where you create the intro page. So you include all of your information here and it will generate that for you, that intro page. Okay. All right, Barbara. So we got that answered. Elizabeth, can you make a PDF of just one recipe? Of course. Yeah. Of course you can. That's easy. So you just go into any meal plan. So let's just say, let's pick the detox plan since we're in there a bunch already. Let's go into our non-calendar planner, and then you just pick the recipe that you want to print for a client. Now, your clients can do this too, mind you. So like our I just deleted. Overnight apple. Let's get that back because I don't want to lose that. There we go. Here we go. See how easy this is? Plug it back in. All right. So click on that. And then right up here, you're going to see that you can print the recipe. All right, Elizabeth. So click print, and then it'll open up another. Oh, if any of you get this, I got this morning, an alert that your Chrome browser is out of date. Make sure you update it. So you can update it, and then that message will go away. And then you just print it. Or you can even, Elizabeth, if you are using an EHR, you can open up your print dialog and save it as a PDF. You can also save it as a ping file, a picture file. That's what I use for social media. When I'm providing a picture of a recipe in social media, I download it as a ping and then just upload it to Canva. So you've got lots and lots of options. Mariana is asking if everything is included in $7.99. Yes, Mariana, that is why we launched the $799 per year membership, because I wanted it all inclusive. So at $7.99, you get everything. You get the content, you get the chef's program, you get marketing support, you get access to this private Facebook group, you get access to a lot of training if you are a registered dietitian or a healthcare professional and you need continuing education credits. We also provide that as well. Really everything that you need for your practice. And we're constantly developing. So Mariana, if you go into the library and you're not seeing something that you need, whether it's a training, a business tool, or a piece of content, you let us know and we'll create it, because if you need it, other people need it too. Okay. Carrie is saying it might already be an LP, but having some short webinars or master classes with some nutrition content could help sell programs, which would be awesome. Carrie, this has actually come up before, yes, totally true. Having a webinar to sell your program, so webinar as a lead magnet, is really helpful. We provide you when you're providing a webinar for a program, whether it's on your detox program, your detox challenge, or nutrition for optimal health, or athletes, PCOS, thyroid, like whatever it is, you're not going to be providing super specific details about that program. You're going to save the how-tos for the program. What your webinar is going to cover is like your framework. Like, why is working with you the answer to their problem? And that's what your webinar is intended to do. It's usually free, and you deliver that to your ideal audience to but to bring in registrants for your program. So Carrie, we have created that already. There's one in the mealtime method. So the mealtime method is my proprietary approach to kind of course creation and kind of translating protocols into what's on people's plates at the end of the day. And everything is in that collection. So if you want to review that webinar, you can dive in there. I also provide you guys with webinars that I conduct to attract my ideal customer avatar. It's no different. There's a lot of differences between marketing to businesses and marketing to consumers, but with free webinars, the basic principles are the same. You're not doing the how-tos, you're doing more of the why. And by the end of the webinar, people should literally want to work with you. And, if you present your irresistible offer at the end, they click yes, buy, and it works. So if you start diving into that, Carrie, and you see something that might be more helpful, let me know. Chances are it's been created already. We just need to make it available. Brenda's saying Nutrition 101 would be a good webinar. We have that. Yeah. So Brenda, I love that. So Brenda, you could use the Nutrition 101 slide deck that you already have access to in your collection and use that as your free webinar. That does provide probably more how-to than you'd want, but you could edit that out. But if somebody is going to be entering a detox program, again, any program around nutrition, they need to know what a carb, a protein, and a fat is and kind of what impact those different macronutrients have on the body. They also need to understand what's a micronutrient, right? These are some of the things that we might overlook when we're delivering nutrition programming. So I'm so glad you brought that up, Brenda, because that's an excellent idea. We also have a nutrition and myths, like a myth busting collection, which could be good for a free webinar. So you could deliver anything as a free program. as kind of a lead generator for your paid program. For chefs, we were actually recommending that you take one of the, less detailed modules and offer that free and say, to open up the rest of the modules, click here, and then the rest of it is paid. So the chefs program opens up with basically Nutrition 101 and building a healthy kitchen, like how to create an environment that is conducive to supporting your behavior change. Take any one of those and make it the free webinar. That could be great. Brenda is saying, offer another program for more specific help. Correct. Exactly. So I love all of these ideas. This community is the best. Okay, great. All right, so we are out of time. Went over a little bit today. Thanks for hanging on with me. If you have any additional questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, especially if you're watching this as a replay, and I will get back to you. I'm going to drop in, as soon as I sign off now, I'm going to drop in 2 links. One is to reach out to String Marketing, and the other is the replay for the Practice Better String Marketing webinar that we did, which again was super valuable. So I hope you check that out. All right, everybody, thank you so much, and I will see you in the kitchen soon. Take care.